Have you ever thought about spirits, spells, and statutes, witchcraft laws in the modern Middle East? I thought this would make an interesting topic because I recently met an author whose house was haunted and he had to get rid of the jinns in his house in Morocco to be accepted by the community. So, from flying carpets to cursed amulets, the idea of magic is obviously everywhere. In our movies, we're brainwashed with magic, books, and even our memes. And in some parts of the world, it's not just fantasy, it's actually a legal issue. So, in countries across the Middle East and North Africa, witchcraft, sorcery, and dealings with jinns aren't just folklore. They're actually offenses that can carry real criminal penalties. So, I wanted to explore in today's video how different countries approach supernatural through their legal systems, from Saudi Arabia's religious police to the UAE's cybercrime laws about jinn videos, and that's a real thing. So, obviously, what counts as witchcraft? Well, it's not that obvious, but you need to see what the definition and scope would be and how vague the term would be in your legal country or in your country in terms of a legal context, because there is no real universal definition. It differs by legal tradition, culture, religion, etc. So it often includes things like claiming to be able to tell the future, using spells or talisman or astrology, or summoning spirits, or sorcery, witchcraft, any sort of black magic or anything else. So it's not really Harry Potter style theatrics, but it's somebody who is accused of influencing another person spiritually or charging money for conducting rituals, etc. So where is it illegal and what really happens and what does the law say? There is a law in the UAE called the Penal Code, which is the criminal code, and it outlaws acts that involve witchcraft, sorcery, or the use of jinns to harm somebody else or to gain any money. It criminalizes promoting witchcraft, and there are fines and prison time, which can be up to 10 years in serious cases. Now, Morocco's penal code doesn't specifically outlaw witchcraft, but it does criminalize practices that are associated with any sort of sorcery or anything that can be potentially anti-Islamic. So if you're selling Lucky Charms on TikTok or promising to break curses via direct messages to you, please know that this could get flagged in more ways than one and could be constituted as committing a crime. There has been many cases that have made the headlines. A man was jailed for filming a jinn exorcism and posting it on social media for violating public morality and cybercrime. Others offering black magic and WhatsApp groups. In countries like Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain, there have been lots of cases involving fortune tellers or mall chaos selling you spiritual solutions to all your problems, etc., which is fraud and can cause all kinds of things. So there is a very thin line between healing and criminal charges, especially if you're trying to get rid of a jinx, or you're trying to help somebody make money, or you're trying to help somebody sort out their personal problems. Now, why do these laws actually exist? Now, there has been the belief in all of these kinds of spirits in most religions, and people generally fear all of these things. And the government argues that laws like this prevents exploitation of vulnerable people. Like in India, the country I come from, we always have healers and we have religious heads and people propounding, like Osho Rajneesh, as you might know, and people like that who become effectively like gurus. And these people could have a big impact and big authority and influence over vulnerable people, where it comes to them parting with their money or it parting with other things that could effectively be quite a gray area. And the law seeks to protect these kinds of things. So astrology columns are allowed. People on YouTube talking about my zodiac sign, Libra, mostly allowed, unless you're paying money for private predictions or you're trying to get rid of some sort of jinn. But energy healing, meditation, all of these things, if taken too much out of context, do fall within the gray zone. So practical advice, if you're in the business of selling or advertising spiritual services, you probably need to be super careful. And if you're selling any sort of stones or spells or amulets and things like that, it's very risky if you say they're magical, and you could be opening yourself to violation of local laws in Middle East countries. So it sounds like something from the Middle Ages, but in parts of the modern Middle East, they're very real and laws exist to protect you and me and all vulnerable bystanders, that what we call superstition can still carry a lot of weight in courts, and there's a real law that prevents anybody from being taken for a ride, literally. Thank you so much for watching Think Time this week.